course, we got months has been that start. Remember, mortgage rates are likely to be very volatile in the next couple of months. If they're looking to buy a home or to make an investment in the next couple of months,
I blew it. 45 days came and went, and I never listed a single replacement property. Exchange is dead. That
Hey there.
Hey. Hey, I was looking at that one you just sent, Stephen.
Yeah.
And, there's no watermark on it.
I know.
How do you do that?
Dude, I got the prompt from GPT and I just
Well,
put it
yeah,
in.
but all your ones don't watermark. All the videos you've ever sent me don't have the watermark on them. I don't know how you do it. Are you asking it not to watermark? Because it always tells me that's a violation of their policy.
So I didn't, Matt, I just noticed when I said that to you, I just noticed.
Wow.
I don't know. I am gonna figure it out though. I literally just noticed that as I was rewatching it 3 minutes ago.
I think it's legit.
But that's cool. I wonder if you could upload,
What do you
and
mean?
like upload it and use it as like sort of an AI video editor. Like
Oh, I've been using them on my blogs for my my Google business page.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you when you do like a house tour like with the camera, like and you say, hey, throw it in here, give me a 15-second clip showcasing everything, right?
Yeah, I think you could probably even just do that through ChatGPT.
Oh, that's true.
Mm-hmm. How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. So Paul and John are still well, there's Paul right there. I was gonna say Paul's
What?
still in Florida.
Yeah, it looks like Miami.
Yeah,
Got
Sunny.
that Miami tan.
Yeah, sunny. Paul's on mute.
Yep.
There we go. Sorry about that. Good to see you guys.
Likewise.
Heck yeah.
Who's here?
Myself, Steve Johnson, and Steve Castaneda.
Oh,
Hey, congrats on the commercial mentor of the year.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Nice.
unexpected. It was kind of weird because I guess they're gonna really push it out because I got most transactions second in volume and then mentor of the year. So getting production and mentor recognition is kind of a unheard of thing, which is kind of cool. So usually you either teach or do.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is by volume, which Steve wanted to pitch, is that Dave, John, and I would have been in the top 10 of the 90,000 agents if they could combine it all, but it's separate companies. So didn't even let them talk about it. So kind of interesting. Anyway. Oh, hey, Ava's there. Eva.
Eva, Jim, and Amber just joined.
Hi
Oh.
guys.
Hey, Amber.
Hi.
Are you here to Eva?
No, I took a flyer today, but I was so happy to see everybody yesterday and the day
Yeah.
before.
I just I'm heading back to the hotel. I'm tired. I just found out that I missed dinner or missed lunch the last 2 days. They had free lunch for me that I didn't even know about. Sat there and ate plantain chips for 2 hours last 2 days.
I had
So-
pastelitos. Not complaining.
What'd you
I
say?
had the pastelitos. I'm not complaining, but they should credit you
Where'd
for
you
next
have
year.
that? Where?
So the empanada spot had guava cheese. You just had to sweet talk the ladies that were behind the counter.
Oh, you
It's the
mean in
Miami
like
way,
the big
Paul.
the big food area?
And the little one. They had them behind the counter in like a separate glass cabinet.
So
Sorry.
Steven, big news that you're gonna be excited about. Slack is going away.
What? Steven, you're muted.
Oh yeah, I figured. I remember we talked about it. It was not the right use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you guys know anything about it?
No.
No,
Um
I actually just registered for it the other day after your
oh
message last week.
flush
Just as
it.
I'm
It's,
getting the hang of it.
it's a useless piece of crap. Anyway, Glenn created his own, he programmed his own EXP hub that's going to be like Workplace. It's already in beta and should be coming out. So we don't have to force feed the Slack anymore.
Thank God. Can we beta test the new thing?
you read
yeah.
mine, Steven.
Yeah. Yeah. Can we get on a list? I mean, I'd love to.
Yeah. It's you know what?
I just
Hey.
sent it.
Sorry. Good seeing you guys.
Man, this is great.
Oh.
You mentioned
I'm actually on a Zoom. I was going to ask you a quick question. Did you know what the beta test is for the hub? Do you remember what that was? EXP. You know what hub is? What Glenn created instead of
hub.exp
Slack?
realty.
Oh, did you find it?
Yeah, it's
Yep,
in
I
the
put it in the
chat.
Oh,
chat.
they found it.
oh, they did.
Yeah.
No, we missed part of some of the meeting, so we might have missed that.
Oh, that was a big announcement. No more Slack.
Okay, because I know people weren't liking the Slack.
No, it's
So the new thing's gonna be a hub.
yeah. Glenn manufactured it. So
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Hit me up.
Yeah, man.
Great meeting you guys. Yeah.
Let me take a picture of that, man.
Oh, me? Of the
Trying to keep track.
yeah. Cool. Take care. Thanks. Yeah, so you guys found it?
Yes.
Okay.
Jim sent the link over. Thank you, Jim.
Yep.
Yeah, the only thing that I found, two things real quick. One, you have to register with your EXP address. And I was on a bus with Lindy and I said, I'm not getting my confirmation emails. And apparently they are going, for the most part to spam. So watch your spam for the confirmation email back to your, if you have your EXP forwarded, to your regular email, they're going to spam.
Got it.
So that will be exciting. Anyway, how we all doing?
Good.
Good.
Any issues, concerns, problems?
I got a quick story I can tell you that is
Yep.
kind of interesting. Got a it was a medical use for West Sac, and it didn't trigger any conditional use or any additional permitting. And then I did a bunch of work, and then she's like, "Oh, by the way, we issue medications on site." I'm like, "Uh-oh, that throws you into a clinic use." And so basically all the things we found are not going to work. There's one option with a minor use permit that we're going to chase, but it's very interesting how that one little deal that she may have neglected threw us in a totally different use category.
Yeah. The, oh, by the way,
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you Dr. Kirk Doug in the oh by the way
Maybe.
in the
Let's hear it.
medical world? Um he's the head of UC Med Center and he'd make fun of that. Oh, by the way, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Getting on the bus. Thanks. Appreciate you. Give me 1 second. Oh. Oh, go back to the back of the bus so I'm not that guy. So they call them oh by the way appointments because you make the appointment for the ingrown nail on your finger or something, and then the patient will say, oh, by the way, I got this rash that I need you to look at. So the oh by the way was the real reason, and the fingernail issue was to get in the door with the doctor, but they didn't want anybody to know about the rash. But yeah, those oh by the ways in our world can change things dramatically. Unfortunately, that sucks. I thought you were gonna say they do like cannabis prescriptions or something.
No,
But
but it's a it's funny because I think once ownership figures out exactly who this operation is, they're not going to want them in there because it's for people that are basically that leverage the social services route for mental health medication. And so it may be a little bit challenging to get ownership to want to get that crowd coming through their complex.
well, at least it's not a methadone clinic.
Well, that's my point is that it's mental health services and they issue medications and they're
Oh,
not being real specific. So it very well may be within the scope of what they offer.
oh, yeah, that could be a problem.
Yeah.
Do you need zoning for that?
It really depends on the jurisdiction. You can't answer that question. One side of the street or one county or one city could require it and another it doesn't. So just depends.
If you need help with it, I can do that.
Cool.
Thanks.
Anything mental health, addiction.
What I have a whole bunch of nuggets from this little trip, but I don't have them listed yet to share with you guys. But the one thing, I don't know how Ava felt, but I got kind of pages of stuff, and this is all residential based. Is it anybody here or were they here that on this call other than Eva and I?
Jim was.
Oh yeah, Jim. That's it, right? Um, yeah, just a ton of information. You know, the biggest well, I shouldn't say the biggest takeaway, but I started using Fixer and I got the 7-day trial and then it goes to $50 a month, but the use of it really opens up Megan's time to not have to babysit all of my emails. And I'm sitting in an event and the guy says, oh yeah, for Icon and Cappers, it's free because EXP is one of the major stockholders in Fixer. So
Nice.
I was signing up for $50 a month and found out I had it for free. Like, boom.
Wow.
But I will get some notes and share some stuff with you from what I gleaned from it. Any other real quick update on that appraisal deal on that retail center? The appraiser isn't budging on anything, but the bank is getting some significant heat from the client and they're trying to work through it and reduce the amount of additional equity. We're supposed to close October 28th and this would push it out to November 1st. And I just got a text that the seller said, no, we're not pushing it.
Are you serious? He shut it down over a day? Oh my gosh.
Well, it's what date's the 28th? I mean, what
It's
kind
like
of day?
6 days from now.
Yeah, but what kind of day? Is it a Friday by any chance?
Let me
The
see.
31st is a Friday.
Oh, is it?
28th is a Tuesday. 31st is a Friday.
Yeah, so it would go to Monday,
So
the
that's
third.
third.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's saying they don't want to push it.
So
Fun
let me get
stuff.
this right. So the seller's gonna kill it over like a 3 day or a 5 day difference.
It's not killed yet, but John is texting me right now. Oh, yeah, it's about yeah, it's pretty friggin' dicey. I don't I'm getting texts on it right now. I don't know if it's a poker move or what, but as I say, you can never get emotionally invested in the closing of any deal. Amber, what do you got?
Just a quick question. So when you were in the session about the new hub for communication channel, did they mention, are they creating an app? Because I'm looking on the app store, I'm not seeing anything. I'm able to log in online on my laptop, but I'm not seeing anything on my phone.
It will be, and I was literally backstage with Glenn, and he was back there fixing bugs on it. So
Okay.
I mean, literally sitting there in the dark, and I sat next to him. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I've got 3 bugs on Hub that people told me about." And he did the whole thing on his own. It's freaking crazy.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, hopefully it works, but couldn't be worse than Slack, Stephen.
Well, it's Slack-ish.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
looking
It
at
is
really?
it
giving
right now.
Slack.
It's almost, if here's workplace and then here's Slack, it's like right here. I mean, I have to go the other way. It is almost, it's like an 85% clone of Slack.
Oh, really?
Yeah, only it's free. Slack is expensive. Remember I told you that? It's super expensive.
Huh.
So it seems like
Yeah.
it's more of still a communication tool rather than a posting tool. So we'll see how. I mean, that's the whole point of a beta. Unless he releases it to everybody, if this is a true beta, this is where you give the feedback.
Yeah. Anything you got? I don't know. Ava, did he announce it on stage? Eva?
Not yesterday.
No.
No, they announced the countries yesterday. They didn't talk about the technology.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think anybody knows about. We were in a meeting with him and Brent and Leo, and I was okay to let my team and everybody know about it, but I don't think it's public knowledge yet. Or you know what? It may be I just left and it's still going on. It could be coming at the close of this thing. Could very well. I can't imagine them not announcing it here somehow.
No, I think they did announce it, Paul. 'Cause
Oh,
I
did
got
they?
it. Yeah,
Oh, good.
at the general session.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Are you on it, Jim?
Yeah, I'm on it.
Okay.
You know, it needs lots of work. It's going to need a full-time development team.
Oh, super.
It's
Well, hopefully it's slightly more intuitive than Slack.
We'll see.
So what hey LJ, how are you?
I am good. I'm with a client right now. All right.
Oh,
I'm
well,
gonna
take
jump
care
back
of
on in a
business.
couple of seconds.
Yeah. Clients are good. Well, yeah, anyway, as I was saying, a whole bunch of nuggets and takeaways that I will put into a list and talk to you guys on Friday or shoot something out to you. And we're going to implement a bunch of it with the mentees. We had a dinner last night with Eva Let me, who do we have? We had, Ari and Jag and Rick and Aaron and Jessica and Snow. Coming down the other side of the table. Anyway, got to see it. Kind of like when I was in LA speaking and I got to run into LJ for the first time. That was pretty cool. Have so many of these oh, Mary Willison was there. Mary here? Mary's not here. Mary, oh, and Margot, and Grandpa and Joseph, or Grandpa and Sophia were there. But yeah, good to see everybody. I know these trips are a big investment, but man, it's ridiculous how many, especially if you're in the commercial space. I know I keep saying it, but it is just target rich environment. Everybody wants to talk about commercial and learn about it and learn how they can refer and work together. It's pretty amazing opportunity. I mean, it's great if you're on the residential side, but it's just absolutely ridiculous when you're surrounded by all of these residential people that are hungry for info. One thing I thought was interesting is that all of these conferences, they shoot for a 10% participation rate. And I think realty was at 5%, but commercial was at 14 or 15% were here. And there were, I think, 800 commercial Explorer passes that showed up as well, which is the most ever. So starting to definitely get some traction. So anybody got any transactional stuff? Eva, anything on your exchange that we need to deal with or need to answer?
No, Ari and I had a great call with her this morning, and thank you again to John for helping craft the email back to her last night that we set up the call. And she said she would sign it when she was in her office later today. We set up a Slack channel and, or excuse me, a WhatsApp channel, and we should be hopefully signed and ready to start. So I will have a ton of questions. So thank you in advance for your time and patience. But Ari and I are looking into different, different pieces to try to figure out that we can send her like a good early list by end of week.
Yeah,
And we'll be
and
getting more
I don't
information from
want
her
to,
lawyer.
and just as a little background, and I'll tell you where I would go with this normally, and we've gone before, and you've probably heard me talk about it. So the story is that, just as a backstory, what kind of property is she selling? Maintenance intensive something or other, right? Is it multifamily or something else?
No, she's selling an industrial property in Hialeah for 7.5, but she is hoping to buy something for 6 because they insure themselves. So they're looking for small medical office or multifamily if they have to, depending on timing and what's available.
And why do they
And
insure
she's
themselves? Is that a
looking,
religious
for
deal or cultural?
no, it's not a religious deal. It's more that insurance in Florida is its own beast, and the insurance companies are constantly dropping. There's a lot of issues. So also, if this client is a bit, I mean, I think she's in her 60s maybe, as is her husband. So they have a little less trust in the insurance process. So they insure everything themselves. So they're keeping the extra to cover whatever they're going to need to if God forbid there's an emergency, and then they're looking for 2 properties instead of 1 in an effort to kind of hedge, so that way if something goes wrong 2 years down the road of owning the property, they still have the other one.
Yeah, and this is a case, and it's a lot like Dr. Fat that we dealt with, and they sold an industrial building, and both from a cultural and an age perspective, Dr. Fat wanted the property to be within 50 miles of where he was, and he actually wanted medical dental as well. His son JC, well, a whole bunch of people in the family are dentists, and they like the stability and stuff. and it took a little bit of education because Ken is probably in his 80s. And I showed him the comparative returns between what he was looking at in the medical dental office world versus long-term triple net. And it was I think we found him something at like a 6 cap, and
Yeah,
it
I think
was
she would be, I think she'd appreciate something like that. Like, I think she actually does have a lot of flexibility and she's willing to be guided. So a lot of this is going to be us, following up with you about
educating.
how, yeah,
Well,
very much.
the
And
big
she
thing,
owns a ton of property. So if this, the goal is that this goes well and then we'll be her preferred partner. We met her through her
yeah,
financial advisor. Um, but
perfect.
she's relatively savvy and she's well enough aware to know she wants to leave the county they're in because there's too much red tape. And if she moves to certain areas in Broward, there's a lot more flexibility. And so she's willing to be
Right.
cautiously optimistic and follow, guidance. So this will hopefully be a way
Well,
that we'll all learn.
well, and with Dr. Fat, we got him off of the 50-mile radius issue and actually sold him a triple net in Longview, Texas. And it took a lot for him to comprehend that he's not responsible for anything. In fact, he just went out there and visited the property again because he wanted to, or he was out there for a wedding or at TCU or something. But with a gal like this or a situation like this where they're staying within a certain distance of where they live and taking on the insurance aspect of it, if you find them a triple net deal on the QSR space, the tenant's paying for all the insurance as part of the triple net. So it's that's another aspect of exposure that they don't have to deal with. But we can go into more detail, but it's an interesting process to get them off of that distance from their home mentality to, it's like you put your money in a bank and you get a 4% return on a CD. It doesn't really make a difference if the bank is down the street or it's a virtual bank or if it's in Boston and you're sitting in Lincoln, Nebraska. If that return is what you're looking for, right? You're not going to go clean the bank or lock the doors or work the teller booth or anything. So we can
Totally.
work, but just it's almost like an obligation to expose them to those differences and those ideas, because that's a big, if you're betting on self-insurance on something like that, that's a crapshoot.
Yeah. They have a pretty decent sized portfolio of other properties. But I think if we're able to show her, to your point, to help with the education and explain why some of these options could be a much stronger play for them long term. Because it sounds like they're really, I mean, they do this for their retirement. So I would love to bother you more about this. And I know Ari will have interest too. So I'm excited to update everybody and hopefully everything goes according to plan. And then we'll be on a nice timeline, which will be fabulous.
Yeah. And then we talked about the exchange side of it, and if at all possible, we want to direct them towards the exchange company that we use. If it gets touchy, if it gets touchy at all, you don't want to push the issue, but there's some pretty significant reasons why we do that for their benefit.
Oh yeah, you told us the story of the typo. I think that sufficiently convinced us.
Yeah. So don't want to get in too much detail about it, but anytime we can control that end of it, it is another insurance policy against something going catastrophically bad on a exchange like that. So anyway, that'd be a fun one. What else we got? Anything? Steven, you don't got nothing going on?
I do. I got a little. So I was searching for this restaurant space for like 6 months, and I found it, and I told the guy where it was at, and he was like, "Ah, I don't want it. I don't want it there no more." So it's in Stockton. It's right across from like the courthouse. I think it's a really good location for business, but it might be a little dangerous. I don't know. A little
Yeah.
dangerous. He's from Arizona. It's the second gen guy. But also do you remember the scenario with the architect? And I needed the building plans for the space in
Yes.
Oakland. I convinced the architect to actually send me the plans. So,
Nice. Good job
yeah, now I don't have to worry about getting sued. So
making friends and influencing people or whatever that is.
yeah. So but no, everything's smooth. We got the listings sort of just
And that's our Hell's Angels building.
that is our Hell's Angels half building.
Yeah. Got it.
So
That's going to be a fun one.
I know the sign guy's supposed to get back to me. I'm gonna send you a picture when our names are right there for all of the social club to see.
Excellent. Hey, kind of crazy. I don't know if Eva heard this story, not insurance related, or excuse me, not real estate related, but the scam side of it. Cindy's mom and dad got a phone call from her, I think it was yesterday, that she was in a car wreck and hit a pregnant woman, and they were demanding $15,000 to go to the bail bondsman's immediately, and her mom was actually going to the bank to go get 15 grand. But these people are just and I was talking to a couple other people while I was here about more of the land scams that I've told you about. It's just it is so prevalent and so amazing to me that that's people's job is to get up and try to figure out how to screw people out of their money, and then they go home and eat dinner and go to bed and start all over again. Crazy. But be vigilant on the real estate side because they're getting better at it all the time.
Hey, I have some deal stuff for you.
Yep.
And just to piggyback on that, had a lady just go through that here. She does this ladies' night thing, and this guy said that he tried to come and they denied him access. So he got a lawyer to try to sue her. Like she got a thing in the mail saying that she was going to be sued, but they ran the cameras back at the hotel. There was never a guy there that ever came into the building. So these scams are getting very real and crazy. And
ADA, thank you very much. Was it was this an access issue for ADA or
no, she was having a ladies' night event. And so at the hotel, and he said that he tried to come, his lawyer contacted her. He said that he tried to come into the ladies' night event and it was
discrimination?
sexism or discrimination and tried to sue her for it.
Wow.
Yeah. And when they ran the cameras back for the hotel, it just so happened that she worked for the hotel. They didn't know it. And the hotel pulled the cameras because they were going to try to sue the hotel as well. Hotel pulled the
Wow.
cameras and he never there.
Wow. So what's the disposition?
She's going to be just fine. They
I
basically
mean, did they go away?
They did because the cameras proved that he wasn't there. But it was going to be a full-on lawsuit that again they didn't know that she worked for the hotel and that the hotel was allowing her to have an event there. They thought that she was just somebody who rented the space and they were
Wow.
going to sue her. Yeah, it just so happened she worked for the hotel and they didn't mind pulling the camera footage.
That's something that I never knew about. We have a restaurant and they have a nightclub thing that they do at night, and they were doing ladies' night, no cover charge. And anyway, it got back to I had nothing to do with it, but it got back to me that was illegal. I don't know, in California at least, and there's some case law on it that you can't have any preferential treatment, like no cover charge for females is a no-go and actionable, which is kind of like what you're talking about. You can't have any groups that are restrictive, I guess.
Right.
And
So weird stuff, weird stuff. So
yeah,
yeah, it's the
everybody's looking
scams
for
are
an angle.
crazy. Yeah. Let's see, what else did I have for you? Oh, the email that I sent you about that business, it sold. So I did connect 2 people and that is sold. Just that
And
fast.
what was that? Was that dead people stuff?
No, not really. It's the elderly people. So I'm not gonna call them dead
Oh,
yet, Paul.
what?
But
There was 2 like mortuary things you had going on. The one was the one with the gal, or the one that's sick, right? And wasn't there another one, like a
oh yeah.
cemetery?
Yeah, the cemetery, I just contacted that group again to see if they would negotiate a 20% referral fee, because the buyer did contact me again yesterday saying that he really is interested, he wants to know more information, but I wasn't going to do the connect unless we can negotiate on the referral fee. So
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
hopefully I'll get some information today. But the other thing was a caregiver business at a friend of mine owned. It's making 2.1 million a year, and she came to me for a buyer. And first thing I asked was, "Were you looking for representation?" Because I was going to connect her with you. And she said no, she wasn't looking for representation. So I said no problem. And then there was another young lady that I knew that was looking to get into the business. So I contacted her, and they just closed their deal yesterday.
good.
But they did it together. So
Ah,
it was cool. And it's
did you get a pat on the
huh?
butt? Did you get a pat on the butt and bottle of wine or anything?
No, I am going to get to possibly 1031 exchange, because the young lady that bought the business owns 5 homes that all of them are investment homes that she's using for an assisted living type deal,
Got
group
it.
homes. So she's closing that entire business and pouring everything into the caregivers for the elderly. And then she's going to get rid of the 5 houses that she has. And
Got
the
it.
other young lady is going to sell her house, her 2 properties, and I'm going to refer that to a residential agent that I know. So they both brought their properties to me for connecting them.
Super. On the 5 property exchange potential, this isn't a delayed exchange or anything going into that property, right?
No, it's
It'd
just going to
just
be a
be
straight.
exchange. Okay.
Yep.
Got it. Cool.
So
Good
we'll
job.
bring that once I get all the information about the houses. When she starts clearing everything out, I'll bring it to you. And then I also have another young lady who owns a couple of land parcels in different areas. So she's trying to kind of assemble them all together. She was going to sell them one at a time. And I did say, hey, if you're looking to get into, she wants one central parcel in one area. So I brought up the 1031 exchange and said that could be a possible option for.
Perfect. That is
Okay.
awesome. Keep that door open. If you have any
Okay. So
questions on structure, let me know. But at the same time, be careful on giving advice on it too, right? But you know the basics. You just don't want to direct anybody incorrectly, especially on that.
right. Oh no, the getting the idea. So how I see with the 1031 exchange is, okay, you have this, okay, maybe a 1031 exchange is a good idea. So once
Yeah.
I get the idea in their head and they say, oh yeah, you know what, tell me more about it, then that's when I'm going to pull you in to tell them more
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stay in my lane. You know what happens when you run out of your lane when you run in the 100-meter, right?
Yeah.
You get disqualified.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's,
So
it's, I've told the story about the hotel deal with Scott Fair, very established broker, and he called me up about some exchange stuff, and he had this plan in place, and his clients were selling this hotel. And what he didn't even begin to think about was that the leverage point that they had on their existing property, they took a big loan out to do a bunch of other stuff on. He was looking at the equity components and was not looking at the target being the net sale. And I said, hey, Scott, there's no way they can ever buy anything. They're going to need like another $2 million or more in order to make something work from a DSCR standpoint. And he had not even thought about it and had advised and put this plan in place, but didn't even begin to think about the inability to structure the debt on the up leg side. And they had LOIs in place that they were getting ready to respond to. And it would have been absolutely catastrophic if he went forward with it. They would have had a higher tax bill than they had equity coming out of the property.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely put the idea in their head and then let you. I volley the ball up and then I'm gonna serve it, get it up there, and then you spike it.
And it's really not that complicated, but the trap doors are huge and deep if you screw up. So it's just got to keep your eyes open.
Got you. Okay.
What
and then
else
I
we
think
got?
I had one more for you.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was, but I'll think about it and then give somebody else a turn.
Okay. Anybody else have anything? Amber? You're still muted.
I
There
know
you go.
the buttons are hard. I don't really have anything right now. I received a lead finally, which was really awesome.
How'd you get it?
So I went to a networking event here in Arizona, the NAOP. They're pretty big. They're all about commercial real estate. Definitely the board is run by men, as it was a fight night. And I thought that was just the name of it until I got there, and it was literally like boxing. The first 2 hours were like social networking aspect, but then like literally local boxers from the Phoenix area were like literally fighting each other. And I was like, oh, this is my first time watching people actually physically abuse each other. So
That's awesome.
but I did get a lot of networking done. And
I bet you stood out there.
definitely, yeah. There were actually a lot of ladies there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's not just commercial real estate. It's also like I actually got the invite through my other networking group of economic development here in the Valley. And so yeah, it's funny how all of these different groups come and tie together with commercial real estate at the end of the day.
I forget what NAOP is. What's that stand for?
They recently changed it, and it's not NAIOP anymore, like the acronym. They're just holding on to because it's so entrenched in the Valley and like everyone knows it, but it no longer means that acronym.
Just like ICSC.
Yeah. So while there, met up with like a colleague that I've known for about 2 years now, and she told me that her husband is a YouTuber and he has the job we all want, and he rates golf simulators, and he's making more doing that, and companies send him golf simulators, and he makes more doing that than she does at her big girl corporate job.
Wow.
So he's finally ready to expand out of their basement, and she's finally ready to stop getting packages to their house every day. And so she wants him to have an actual office space. So I have been reaching out to him. He hasn't responded back to my email, so I'm now at the point of getting his phone number. I don't want to be annoying, but also like want to get the ball rolling, as his timeline is the beginning of the year. But that's really my only thing that I have going on right now. I am trying to get my name further out into the Valley, and go to more networking events, more geared toward commercial real estate. Yeah, kind of feeling like a lone fish out here, but Michelle is out here, and I really need to just like figure out what events they're going to and piggyback on that.
You're not gonna like this, but Eva will back it up. I would send him a video.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Once I receive his phone number, I can definitely do that.
You can email a video too.
Oh, I didn't think of that. You totally can. Yeah. The smile, Frank, the smile.
Especially for a YouTuber, it probably appreciate that. Just
That's true.
guessing.
That's so true.
I
Yeah.
would, as uncomfortable as it is, I would suggest giving it a try.
Okay. Hopefully he likes the color tomato red because I can already feel myself getting a little nervous doing that, but I'll do it.
Well, do it and report back. Let us know how well it works. And we're going to, I know we've been talking about it, but I got the first round of chips in, and we're going to implement just for the mentees and stuff, that kind of accountability systemization deal for lead generation and some other stuff. So
That would be
we're gonna
awesome. I'm
add a
waiting on
call
that.
just for that. Ari and Snow and I were talking about it at dinner last night. So that is coming very soon.
Hey, Paul, do we have
Okay.
anybody in NAOP up here?
I don't even know what NAOP is.
It's another networking group because
National Association of Industrial Order of,
it says Commercial Real Estate Development Association.
yeah.
So I don't know how that turns into NAOP, but just because the full member price is $1,000. But if
Yeah, I think I used to be a member
Yeah.
once upon a time, but
and yeah, if there was anybody else, I'd consider joining because the second member of a company to join and more is half the price.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I've been trying to get into one of those groups, but every time I search, I get headed down a road and basically run into a closed door. So,
Really?
yeah, I'm trying to get in Roseville. I think that's a banging market where we're at, but I
For
can't.
NAOP or like BNI or something?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get in. I've been in touch with one of the guys, and he's basically ghosted me. So,
for NAOP,
any sort of BNI, I'm trying to get in
well,
anywhere.
NAOP's it's not a BNI. It's all commercial people.
Yeah.
I mean, at least it's similar to I don't want to say ICSC, but like an acre deal, Association of Commercial Real Estate.
There's a for BNI, Matt, there's a sort of like a back doorway. If you can, applying is more difficult than transferring. So if you apply to a chapter that has a need that's in a city you don't want, you can get in and then attempt to transfer.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, honestly, if anybody's, I didn't even think about it, and I don't want to sound like that guy, but I get hit up on those weekly. I never even thought about it, but I can say, yeah, I'm too busy, but Matt, I see if Matt has time for it and slide you in there, and that could be a back door.
Yeah,
I just can't do it.
I think it would be a good touch for our brand if we could get into Roseville, even though it's like an hour drive for me. I think that market is just on fire right now.
Yeah, you know what's amazing that I can tell you? You can cut 14 video messages and send them from your house to Roseville.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I did last time on the way to PCAR, 14 video messages. Not that I'm advocating for shooting video while you're driving, but I hit a lot of stop signs.
Just get a driver.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good drive to get. I get more done in the car than, I mean, where Matt and I live, it's 30 minutes to anything. So just got to figure out how to make use of that time. Amber, shoot me an email. I want to just so I don't forget, and just you don't even have to say anything. Just say Amber, and I'm going to get back to you with some stuff.
Okay, awesome. I love that. Thank you.
You
Also for
betcha.
the follow-up email or the weekly check-ins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Anybody
Okay,
got
I
anything
remember.
else? Yep.
Yes, I remembered. So I'm going to be talking to a family this week. I talked to one of the family members. He is an appraiser in San Diego. And I sent him over my, I think I told you, sent him over my opinion of value. And he thought I was an appraiser from my opinion of value. And he sent it in an email and he said, okay, because we're both appraisers, this is a good. And I said, wait a minute. And when I replied, no, I'm not an appraiser. But all that to say, I met with him first, and then I'm going to meet with his siblings Thursday, I think tomorrow. And what I wanted to tell you that the property, it's 3 properties, but 2 of the properties, it's over 8 acres, like 8.7 acres, and they're adjacent to a public utilities zoning site, which is the area is being developed. So when I talked to him, I told them, I said, hey, one of the things that we can go after with this site, with your site, is looking at data centers. And they didn't know what a data center was. And I explained it, just a little bit. And I said, yeah, with you guys being adjacent and knowing because I go to the planning meetings, I know what the city is looking to do very soon. I'm looking at the projects that are being entitled and approved, and they're projects that are going to surround their parcels, which means there's going to be public utilities eventually put in that adjacent lot, which is about, I think it's about 10 or 20 acres. I think this thing is no, it's more than 20. It's huge, but I know it's going to be electric put in there soon. So I gave them that idea of, hey, we can look at targeting data center developers, which again, I wanted to loop you in on the data center thing.
Got it. Cool. Yeah. And on that front, I sent an email, I think, or mentioned it to everybody, and I have some NDA requests from a number of you, but anybody that is interested in sitting down and going over our decentralized data program that we're doing, let me know and I can shoot you that NDA and we can do a call and I can explain it to you. It's getting more and more real every day and pretty damn exciting. So if you're interested, let me know. And not only interested for yourself, but there are ways to bring other people in for participation for it to work for you. So somewhat cryptic. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're interested, hit me up and I'll get an NDA and we'll do a sit down with y'all.
Does it have to do with the data centers?
Yeah, it's basically micro data centers instead of these big ones that I'm working on that are very, very problematic. It's, if you can picture a bunch of little ones all over the place on the edge, closer to the end user with lower power requirements and cooling requirements. That's sort of the model, if you will.
Awesome.
But it's pretty crazy. My analogy is mini storage on crack.
It's kind of like that theory too about those little mini nuclear station or nuke stations that they got that are the size of a Connex box,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's that whole area is pretty friggin' amazing. I honestly don't know, with how everything is ramping up, how they're possibly going to keep up with the demands of this stuff. They're even, because of the water, I don't want to get into a deep dive on it, but like they're looking at doing that big one up in Michigan and diverting water out of Lake Michigan because the amount of water for cooling for this, forget about the power, is just absolutely insane. And now there's some pending lawsuits because they're worried about the environmental impacts of pulling that much water out of the lake, which sounds like a lot, when you hear about it, but if you know what an acre foot of water is and how much water is in those lakes, it's really nothing. But perception and lawsuits can create massive delays in projects. But they're even talking about, I don't know if anybody knows about it, but building these things under water in order to facilitate the cooling systems. But all of that, it's one lawsuit about fish or whatever, and your 10-year delay depending on your jurisdiction and how aggressive people are. So I think there's a lot of traction. We have a lot of traction on the micro data centers, and it's the most incredible investment I've ever seen from time to implementation, period. So anyway, if you're interested, let me know and I'll get you some more info on a call. So anything else?
Quick question. Definitely interested. Also, what is the zoning? Is it like counted as a public utility because it's like the housing crisis here in the Valley, like such a need?
Zoning from it, we haven't run the big ones. Like I'm working with Sansone and Panatone on a couple. They're just industrial sites. I have not seen a major zoning issue relative to that. The big issue is power and then cooling potential. For the stuff that we're doing on the micro, it is just literally, it either goes in a brownfield, which is a existing data center that's no longer being used to its capacity, older one that has the power and cooling, and they're much smaller than the stuff that everybody's pursuing today, or they're repurposing of existing real estate. And we're talking 500 square feet, 1,000 square feet kind of thing cut out for micro data centers.
Oh, like really micro. Okay.
Micro, yeah.
And then I went to a data center panel in July that said they're no longer using water. They're using like gas now to cool down the systems, and the water the data centers that are using water are usually like 5 years out of date. Has that still been your experience with the micro data centers as well? Or are they shifting?
When we do 2 racks, there's 82,000 terabytes in a rack, and it literally it takes 100 amps of power in order to run it. So the problem is when you dump hundreds or thousands of those into the same building and aggregate all of that power and cooling needs, that's where the problem is.
Got it.
So yeah, we don't have that problem on the edge for the smaller stuff.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, you got 5 minutes, so I'm gonna throw you an ethical question out there.
He's on.
Say hi to my mentees.
Hey, mentees. Wow.
That's awesome.
I know them.
Hey, the co-sponsor thing's fixed.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, they know it's a bug.
Oh, okay. Super. Thank you look at that response time.
I feel like you just met a celebrity. I watch that guy's YouTube videos every week.
Oh, Sean? Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Sean and
All right.
Lindy. Yeah. What was the last one you had, LJ?
All right, it's a quick ethical question. I know of an EXP residential agent that is about to help a client buy a hotel. The hotel is going to be repurposed for assisted living and sober living. Unfortunately, this hotel that they're buying it in it's in the commercial zone and not inside of the zone that the city has for social services. The city is not going to allow that type of use there. I already know this because I worked that actual hotel file when I was at my last brokerage. I know they're not going to allow it. Ethical question. I was, at first I was going to poach the client because I know the client, but I didn't. Do I step in and help this eXp Realty agent after I asked him to allow me to work with the client and refer the client to me? He said no, because he wants to, he want to do it. He wants to make the money. What
Number
would
one,
WWPD?
number one, what's WWPD? What would Paul do?
Yep.
Number one, never say never. You can say it is highly unlikely, but I'll tell you what happens is that cities and counties have rollover in positions of authority, and you can never say never to something, because the current people in power or decision makers could have that position, and 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years from now, that there's a different approach, or there's annexation, or who knows what that can change that. So if you say it's fair, it's very unlikely, very, very unlikely, or nearly impossible. But I would strongly suggest never saying it's impossible. Even if you know it to be, because if it avoids the possibility of you have an egg on your face, because they won't ever acknowledge you for being right. But if you're wrong, they're gonna definitely do that. As far as letting the train wreck go, I don't know. Depends on who the person is.
He was very cocky. He was very, very cocky. And yeah, he knows the owner of the property, and that's what well, I know the owner. I'm going to work with the owner, and the owner's working with me, and I'm going to work with the client. They're going to basically close this deal. They're trying to get it done by the end of November for
Is it all
this hotel.
cash?
It is going to be cash. Yes. So I don't know, do I be a little asshole and not say anything?
The reason I asked that about cash for everybody is that if there's debt in place, the lender is going to want to make sure that the property can be used for the intended purpose. And when you go to a cash transaction, just like environmental issues, it can result in a lot of things not being uncovered during underwriting that would normally be uncovered. Yeah, have you told anybody this already?
I have not. And that's why I said if it's scratching my ethical and integrity, I need to ask somebody else, because part of me, because he was being an asshole, I want to be the bigger asshole. And then there's a part of me on, okay, because you think you're a man, you got it all figured out, so I'm going to let you do it. Then at the same time, my compassion wants to not let this buyer get caught up in this deal.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, I will have to go to the monastery. There's a monk monastery about 10 miles from my house. I will head there today.
Yeah.
Is that a broker question? Ask the broker.
I mean, what Jeffrey would say is, why are you even getting involved? Because he's all about exposure. And I'll tell you this, LJ, I don't know if you've heard my story about the grocery store, but I have only had one lawsuit in 40 years, and it was over a grocery store deal. I wasn't even on the deal. I wasn't a part of it. All I did was told the two parties, you ought to talk, because somebody's making a big mistake here. And as a result of all of that, I got drug into a lawsuit. The Anchor grocery store, their counsel and the owner's counsel both during depositions are like, why is Paul Frank even here? He wasn't a part of the transaction, and all he suggested is that the parties talk and verify their info. The reason I bring it up is that no good deed goes unpunished. And that one little, hey, you guys ought to talk because somebody's going to get bit here, resulted in 2 years. The grocery store wrote these knuckleheads a check for $250. And it cost me, I wasn't going to give them anything because they were absolutely fools and wrong and had no basis. But then you get a grocery store corporate that's like, would just write a check and not pay her attorneys for this garbage. And my E&O insurance, they got, I think it was a $20,000 offer. I'm like, no. And they said, well, if we deny it, we're willing to do it. And if we deny it, then you are taking on the full responsibility if there is a finding or a settlement that is over the 20,000 down the line. They wouldn't cover it. Is the way that the E&O works, which was really disturbing. So I think they got 20 grand and I ended up paying like 20 grand in attorney's fees, which was my what do you call it? The deductible. So the reason I offer that little story is that even you being the good guy, which was my position, it wasn't even I told you so or being difficult. I just didn't want to see people get their butt kicked for, in that case, it would have been like a $2 million lease value. That there was no question they were going to fail on because they were moving on incorrect information. And that one comment drew me into 2.5 years of litigation.
Okay, well, I will have a Coke and a smile and sit my ass down, and then I will just wait to play the
Yeah.
cleanup woman.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I would say that's the best route.
got it. I love talking to you guys.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going in the hotel and gonna go sit by the swimming pool. So you all have a good hump day and I'll see you on Friday. Eh?
Have a
Okay.
great time.
Thanks.